So today I'm going to be talking about the Swiftstrike buckler, and the interesting thing about this shield is that it's actually a 3-star shield, and many players, myself included, often choose this shield instead of a 5-star shield. Now to start things off, we're just going to take a basic look at the shield, and as you can see we've got a little spiral marking that goes into the center there. There's also a green vortex that's constantly circling inside of the shield, and we have those 4 little clasp marks. Now, one of the most noticeable things about this shield is that it's extremely small. As you can see, it only takes up about the area that my knight's hand does, so very, very small. Now before we get any further into the video, we're going to take a closer look at the shield's stats and features. So, first off, it's extremely important to know that the shield will only be protecting you from normal damage. So if you venture into the tier 3 levels with this shield, you are going to be taking a bit of a risk. Now the payoff is that the shield provides you with a universal attack speed increase of high, so it applies to all your weapons. And we'll touch more on that a little bit later. Now the shield is also very small, as we previously saw, and it's important to remember that this is a 3-star gear item, and this is actually the first 3-star gear item that I have done a demo on. Now moving on, we're going to test the shield out in a common scenario, and many players bring their Swiftstrike buckler into the Firestorm Citadel, and we're going to see how it holds up against a Slag's attack. And as you can see, one swipe and the shield was broken. Now many players that are defensively minded take in a Crest of Almire, which is a 5-star shield, and we're going to see how that holds up to a Slag's attack. And as you can see, it's holding up very well. Granted, a little bit of recharge time is taking place, but I think that's pretty common in normal play as well. So I think you get the general idea here. It's either defense or that bonus. Now, after seeing the negative effects of equipping that shield, let's take a look at the positives. So as you know, the shield provides us with an ASI, attack speed increase, of high. Now this ASI is universal in that it applies to swords, guns, and bombs. Now to give you an idea of how this attack speed increase actually works, I'm going to be demonstrating it on a sword. So first off, we're going to take a look at a normal attack speed on a sword, and then we'll take a look at a sword equipped with the Swiftstrike buckler. So visually you should be able to tell a bit of a difference between the two. So now that we've gotten a good look at normal, we're going to switch over to the Swiftstrike. And right off the bat, you can really tell a difference. Those swings are definitely quite a bit faster, and it actually does affect gameplay quite a bit. Now, if you're not really that visual kind of person, I do have some numerical tests set up. So we're going to take a look at the frames, and we see that the swing is starting between 532 and 533. And we're going to be seeing how many frames it takes for a single swing to take place and the sword to return back to its normal position. So right here it's about done, and right at 70 I think that's complete, looks complete, and that took a total of 38 frames. So now let's take a look at how many frames it will take with this Swiftstrike buckler equipped. So it looks like this swing started from 154 to 155, and it should be a bit faster than the last one because we do have the Swiftstrike equipped. So we're going from 154 to, let's say about 187 is the final, and that took 33 frames. And if you're wondering, I was recording at 30 frames a second, and the final results might have been 1 or 2 frames off because of just human error, but you get the general idea. Now, of course, the numerical comparison isn't quite as stunning as, say, the visual one, but overall you're left with that general idea that the Swiftstrike does provide a difference. Now, in my opinion, one of the coolest things about the Swiftstrike buckler, being that it's 3-star, is that it's extremely obtainable. You only need access to the 5-2 Hall of Heroes, and you can buy the recipe for this shield for 4,000 crowns. Now that means that basically anybody has access to the shield and can start using it. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully I gave you some food for thought, and I'll see you in Spiral Knights.